Hey everyone, this is Lucas from Sik Salvation from Slovak death metal project. I am here to talk about our debut album, The Death Manifest, for Antichrist magazine. So yeah, let's get right to it, shall we? Sik Salvation is a death metal project consisting of two members, me, Lucas, and the vocalist Martin. We play Swedish death metal with a bit of black metal stuff and also some American death metal. We started in 2020, so together with the beginning of Corona pandemic, we released debut EP Forever Cease to Be in 2020 in December, and last year also in December we released our debut album, The Death Manifest. Well, we are kind of a tribute band, I would say. We pay our tribute to the Swedish death metal scene, bands like Entombed, Dismember and so on. And the name Sik Salvation comes from the track Sik Salvation by Bloodbath, because we wanted to have a straight reference to the Swedish death metal scene. The Death Manifest is our debut album consisting of 8 tracks. We tried to make something a bit different, I guess, at least at our local Slovak scene, because some people say that we are the first Swedish death metal band here in Slovakia, so yeah, we wanted to make some pretty big impact on the scene. As we look at the reactions on our debut album, we managed to do it. We have some guests on the album as well. First of them is Juraj Hanzuš from the band Perversity. He wrote lyrics for the track Gravum, and he also did vocals on the same track. Then there's another singer, Marek Kaščák, from the band Stabbed. He did vocals on the track Cremator, which is pretty much Wolverine blues, death and roll. As I mentioned earlier, we use a lot of references to the Swedish death metal scene, and this is one of them. Then we have a guitarist, Lubo Lokša, from the band Mordum and Contempt. He did awesome solo for the track Death Soul. And then we have the lyricist Martin Lukács from the legendary band Nomen Mortis. And he did lyrics for the track In This Chapel of Blood. Lyrics talk about usual death metal stuff like death, blood, corpses, blah blah blah. But at least for me, some lyrics are personal, pretty much. For example, on the track Death Soul. Cover art of the album talks about selfishness of humankind. It's about how we never learn from our past mistakes. And there's still gonna be a lot of blood and more coming, and it will simply never end, because humankind is pretty much selfish and self-destructive. So yeah, we wanted to not make it like other bands, I would say, that we play Swedish death metal and gonna make black and white cover art and hand-drawn. So we made modern cover art, and we tried to give it a little bit of old school look. So we used some textures, and yeah, you can see it on the final result. Well, I think it's 50-50, because at least in our case it's an importance to have a label, because we are a studio project, not a live playing band. So we tried to reach some labels, with the release of the Dev Manifest, but not all of them replied, and if some replied, it was they wrote that no. We chose death metal because we have pretty big love for it. I grew up on a lot of death metal bands. Martin grew up on a lot of death metal bands. He, for example, really loves Carcass, and I grew up on Entombed, Grave, Bloodbath, and other bands like Suffocation and so on. It was my dad, because he's a metalhead for as long as I remember, and it's still valid that when he plays something to me, something new, I am blown away totally that it's some pretty crazy stuff, and it doesn't matter if it's black metal, death metal or whatever. But it was him, and first when I started to listen to music, it was some local pop artists here in Slovakia. Then I got kind of into modern metal bands like Linkin Park and so on. But then my dad played me Catatonia, Vive Emptiness, and I was like, wow, it's a simply awesome album, and yeah, it's one of my favorites up to this point. But yeah, then I got into death metal, as I mentioned earlier, bands Bloodbath, Entombed, Grave and so on. And then I got into black metal with Marduk, Dark Funeral, Emperor, Mayhem, the classic stuff. And yeah, I think that's it. This is hard for me to answer because, as I mentioned, we don't have a label, and me personally, I'm not that kind of person that likes to involve in this stuff. But I think I would change that labels should care more about the smaller bands, not only about the bigger ones, because there's a lot of potential in the underground. Last year I really got into the last Hypocrisy album, Worship. Just some amazing stuff after 8 or 7 years. Then I really loved the last Rivers of Nihil album, The Work. And yeah, this is from the music and movies. I'm a big comic movies fan, so yeah, I really dig the last Spider-Man movie, No Way Home, and I'm also a big fan of the Matrix movies. So yeah, I totally love the last Matrix movie, Matrix Resurrections, and yeah, haters, come at me. Our local scene is pretty small and also pretty big. From my perspective at least, we have some amazing bands like, I have to mention first Bloody Redemption, because I think they're my favorite death metal band here in Slovakia. Then we have some legendary bands like Dementor, Contempt, Mordium and Perversity and so on. Then in black metal we have my favorite band is Machina Baphometa. Then Aeon Winds is also good stuff, pretty emperorish. And yeah, these are my favorites, but we have also some melodic death metal bands, not a lot of them, but my totally favorite is the band All the Fury. They sound pretty much like Insomnium and Order in Flames, and yeah, their debut album is totally amazing. Also, I have to mention Martin's band Gloom. They're pretty gothic, melodic rock metal, So yeah, if you're fond of bands like Sentence, you will definitely dig this. Then I'm gonna mention my bands. First of them is Iria, my main band. We play black metal, so yeah, if you like old school, so definitely to check out our debut album Pagan Terror. Then I personally have some other projects merged in Abyss. It's black metal. Then Sordid Malice, and symphonic raw black metal, and Fragments of Earth. To release the Death Manifest on the CD, and yeah, this, and we're also working already on the second album, which is at least in my opinion cool to be released next year, but yeah, we'll see. Thanks everyone for watching this interview. Definitely subscribe to Antichrist magazine, check out our other bands and our debut album, The Manifest, and stay tuned for more. See ya!